Movie thoughts. The Purge election year is the final installment in the Purge franchise, I believe. I don't know. I haven't actually seen the other Purge films, so this movie thoughts is literally going to be completely unbiased of the other movies. The Purge itself is an annual holiday designed by the US government, the NFA, to reduce the population of the lower caste. This film is about a senator that wants to stop the Purge because in her past, the Purge affected her and her family, and she was the only one that made it out alive. So she wants to stop the Purge, and she is very close to achieving this by becoming elected president of the United States. Of course, because it is election year, in the US, we need to have an election film about politics. And actually, if I think about this, the concept of this idea is very compelling and very good. I was actually very intrigued about this. It reminds me very much of like V for Vendetta and other similar stories that focus themselves on a present that is alternative to our actual present. So The Purge is set in the now, but under different circumstances. So supposedly 25 years ago, a new political power came in to eradicate the economic recession and start up The Purge, which is essentially a holiday where everyone can just forgo the law. Literally anything is legal. Everything goes. There are no laws. There's also a weird side plot that I thought at the beginning that it was weird, but actually as you go through the story, this side plot's more compelling than the actual plot of the senator. And the weird side plot is that of a small business owner, and he loses his insurance on his business and decides that he wants to stay and protect his property because he feels that there is going to be some looters come round and steal a chocolate bar. There is a really annoying small girl that's after a chocolate bar. And I'm just thinking through this, like, when she comes on the Purge night, because she does come in spectacular fashion. Where did she get all the money for the AKs? Where did she get all the money for the cars? Where did she get the money for the... She's got to be like 16 years old. Where did she get this money? Who does she know? Like, maybe in this... I suppose in this present there's some sort of black market where you can easily get hold of, like, AK-47s. But her AK-47 was diamond encrusted. And that just, like, it doesn't make any sense. And there's a lot of this that goes through the film where, like... The Purgers have too much, and, like, it doesn't feel real. But then this is a horror film. Eventually, the senator and the shopkeeper, their paths collide, and then it's up to the shopkeeper to then protect the senator, because the NFFA want to kill the senator. And actually, the whole story and the art, up until about the third act, like, the pacing is really well done. Everything, like, moves just at the right pace. You don't feel yourself bored, you're enthralled. The acting is good, the characters are good, especially with, like, the deli shopkeeper, his friends. Like, all of those acting is, really good. Like, you really feel for them. And also the senator's bodyguard, I thought that he was really cool. Not 100% on the senator, but I've got a reason for that. All of her backstory and all of the future story is literally told through a TV screen. So you literally hear everything you need to know right at the beginning from a news reporter. And that's boring. I don't need to know that. And it immediately switched me off to her character, which is a shame because it's well acted as well. In fact, all along the board, acting is really well done. It's not fantastic. It's not the best acting. They're not going to win Oscars, but it's like better than most horror film acting. Of course, there's a few stupid choices by sub-characters that progresses the story, but it's still very watchable. However, I do have a few problems as well. Like, a lot of my problems weigh out the positives. So the main ending feels very rushed and forced. And like I said earlier, the pacing of the first two acts feel fairly natural and you feel for the characters, whereas the ending, it's rushed and something happens, and it happens in such a way that it just doesn't have that hard-hitting impact that I think that they really wanted to make. I think the ending is deserved, and I think that it's just how they get to the ending. It kind of feels a little bit rushed in places. So here's my dilemma, because I did actually enjoy The Purge. This is a first for me. I actually enjoyed a horror film. I did enjoy The Purge election year. There are far too many problems with this, and out of 10, I've got to give this a 5 out of 10. Yeah, 5 out of 10. I mean, personally, I really did enjoy this. I really did. It's got me thinking about it quite a lot. It's got me thinking about the characters. It's got me thinking about the development. It's got me thinking about some of the cinematography. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of problems with it, and they pull down on those positives. Like, maybe it could have been a 7 out of 10 if, like, they'd have just taken the time with the ending. There was a really nice story that they had that was very claustrophobic, and I think it worked fairly well. Like, you saw the panic on the actors, but I just think it was just wasted by that last act, and that's a shame. Anyway, guys, until next time, I'll see you then.